Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about issue number 5 of Rogue and Gambit, written by Stephanie Phillips, but before we dive into the story, I want to ask you a favor. If you enjoy this video, please leave a like and a comment to help the channel grow. So with that said, up to this point, after having a vision that Manifold would be essential to the survival of mutant kind, Destiny recruited her adoptive daughter, Rogue, to bring him to Krakoa for safekeeping. But Manifold was embroiled in his own investigation that led him right into the hands of the power broker, who was selling mind-controlled superhumans to the highest bidder. So with that said, Rogue raced to Manifold's rescue but was overwhelmed by the power broker's forces, who implanted her with a mind-control chip, which is fatal to remove. So following that, Gambit staged a rescue, prompting the power broker to force Rogue to fight off her own husband. And to make things worse, the power broker forced Rogue to charge herself up with the powers of her fellow prisoners. But despite that, Rogue somehow managed to regain control of her mind, but that wasn't the last trick up the power broker's sleeve. So this issue opens up with Rogue beating the crap out of Gambit, due to the power broker gaining control over her body in the last issue. But no matter what attacks this supercharged Rogue dishes out, Gambit refused to leave her side, even if it could result in death. So with Remy struggling to stay one step ahead of her, he continues to try to encourage Rogue to fight back against the broker's control. So as he dashes towards her, she then proceeds to let out an electric attack that calls him to drop to his knees. So as the current surged through his body, Remy let it be known that she can do whatever she puts her mind to. Because she fought against the Avengers, aliens, supervillains, and even death, and at the end of the day she always won and came out on top. So as he pleaded for her to gain control over herself, she lifted him off the ground and prepared to deal the deadly blow. But even as all that was going on, he still pressed on to try to encourage her to gain control by bringing up past memories. So in a stroke of determination, she proceeds to let him go, sending him falling to the ground as she gives it her all to regain control of her body. So in an epic conclusion, the electricity stopped flowing as she dropped down in exhaustion. Quickly Gambit went to her side in order to see if she was okay, but out of nowhere she head-butted him right in his nose. And for a brief moment, he was under the assumption that maybe his prep talk wasn't enough to motivate her breakthrough. But to his surprise, that was something Rogue wanted to do. So he replied by saying he deserved that and more. So as she went in for a kiss, the power broker interrupts them by saying he hoped to see her kill him, because he truly disliked having to get his own hands dirty. Because the power broker had a contingency plan in place. Because he said he took a play out of Rogue's playbook, for if you don't have power of your own, then all he has to do is borrow some. And just like that he grew extremely huge after activating a device on his chest. So as the power broker geared up for his assault, Gambit stated that he liked him better before he had adamantium pumping through his veins. So before he can get off a hit, both Gambit and Rogue charged him, with Rogue going high and Gambit going low. So with the two getting the jump on the broker, the remote was sent flying out of his pocket. So being the master thief, Gambit went straight for the remote, so he could even the odds by turning off the control of the other prisoners. But see, the power broker was dead set on achieving his goals, because he went straight for Remy and tried to cut him off. But before he could deliver a blow to the Cajun, Rogue quickly intercepted him mid-strike, and started to go toe-to-toe with the massive man as Gambit struggled to figure out the controls. So with the device deactivated, the power broker rushed the two in an attempt to end the fight, but Lady Deathstrike jumped in just in time to take the device off his chest, which depowering him in the process, and turned him back to his original form. So with the chips deactivated, the remaining prisoners exited the facility and surrounded the powerless broker. So with the battle over, we skip one day later with Rogue at the X-Men treehouse. And when we get there, we see Rogue talking to Destiny about how she is betraying Gambit and mutant kind in order to protect them. But Destiny eases her guilt by saying war is coming, and the uncomfortable truth is that they do what they must in order to survive. Because Rogue used the power broker's device to force Manifold to come with her to carry out Destiny's plans. And because of this betrayal, Rogue wonders if the rest of her friends will forgive her for doing this. In which Destiny responds by saying that she can't promise forgiveness, but she could promise that they will survive. But see, to make things worse, Rogue brings up how the Black Panther won't give up on looking for his missing friend, which I hope brings up a story arc with Wakanda being against Krakoa somewhere down the line. Now on a side note, Wakanda is one of the 3 nations I would like to see Krakoa go up against. Now the other 2 nations are A. the underwater nation of Atlantis with Namor, and B. Black Bolt with the Inhumans. But anyway, getting back to the story, Destiny tells Rogue that she is thinking too small, because the Black Panther could keep looking, Manifold could get angry, and Gambit could get his feelings hurt, but mutant kind will live. So with that out there, Destiny brings a capsule out of the water to store Manifold in, for when they need him. So as Rogue hands over the controller, she asks Destiny if he will be okay inside. Which she replies with he is safer in there than anywhere else, because ultimately it's either Manifold and the capsule or all of us, including him in a grave. So with that out there, Rogue tells Destiny that she has more in common with Gambit than she thinks, because neither of them shies away from dramatics and will do anything you must for what you believe in, which is why she loves them both and is trusting her now. So following this interaction, we see Gambit making his way to their apartment after a little run, and when he gets there he sees Rogue burning the food. But following that, his love asks him if he could remove the device on her neck, the same device that could quote-unquote kill her despite being able to be brought back. But anyway, Forge stated a localized charge could cancel the effects of the broker's implants if done correctly. So with Rogue putting complete trust in Gambit, he then proceeds in pulling off the device and putting an end to this mini-story. So with that said, issue number 5 of Rogue and Gambit comes to an end. So down in the comment section below, let me know your thoughts about this issue and what predictions you could have moving forward. So with that established, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to leave a like and a comment if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.